Good evening, Facebook friends. You know who I am because you're on my page. Unless you've joined us publicly, I'm going live with my twin sister, Mina, who is a principal of a school in California. She's going to join me once she figures out this social media thing. I think she's savvy since she's a science and technology principal slash teacher. Hi, Dawn. My twin sister's going to join me. You beat her to the punch. Nancy, you beat my twin to the punch, so I'm going to interview my twin sister in a moment. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Hey, Tashita. We may or may not be long because I'm in New York and it is 9:30, and Mina is in California. And what time is it there?
That's a good question. It is 6:28, 6:30.
So she's got 3 more hours to kind of play before she has to go to bed. So we're going to keep this simple, short, and sweet. We're going to talk about real estate agent technology, actually real job technology versus that next generation. So I'm going to let Mina tell you what she does, where she's been. Most of you know me. I've been in the real estate industry since 97, licensed since 2001, and now I am a broker owner of CarMarc Realty Group, the current managing broker. And Mina, you could tell them who you are since I mess it all up.
No, you're fine. I'm Mina. I am a principal right now. I was a former science teacher for middle and high school, but I'm a principal of actually an elementary school.
So, oh, you got little kids?
Yes, itty bitties.
Oh, so you got kids that they grab you at your knees and they still like you,
Yes.
and they hug you. And
They
then you have
love me.
5th graders that just are realizing that they need deodorant.
Correct.
So it sounds about right. Okay, so is that my music or your music?
I think the Alexa just came on. Alexa, you can turn off.
Technology, it
love
just
it,
works when you
Alexa.
don't want it to work. Well, at least you let the dogs and the cats out because your cat was like, rah! Okay, anyway, so hi, Tina. Lauren's here. Hey, Lauren, nope, we're not letting you in tonight. So we just came to really quickly talk to you about technology and real estate and technology in that next generation. So in my industry, and some of you, we were born in the 70s, like late 70s. And at least that's what I'm going to stick with. And we didn't grow up in school with technology. I think my first experience with an Apple computer was in Mrs. Moore's room or Dunbar, and you could only use the Mac computer if you were a good kid. And in high school, we learned how to type on a Selectric. But no, I didn't learn how to type. You learned how to type, so you and my mother could write all of my mother, like not your mother too. You and your mother typed my papers, and I learned how to sew. So I can sew a wedding dress, and you can't. And so technology has definitely changed. And when I started in real estate in 2001, and I'll say that's when I officially got my license, we used flip phones, razor phones, and we wrote real contracts by hand. And if you were savvy enough to figure out how to type it out, you were better than the average agent. So we did not do, right? We did not do email marketing at that time. It was cold calling. It was direct mail, real mail. It was newspaper ads. It was knocking on doors, walking the subdivision. Yeah, we did old school marketing. And so I brought Mina on today to talk to you about how that next generation kid learns. So you're a magnet school, STEM, K through 5?
K through 5, yes.
And I remember you were telling me that these kids know more than the teacher. So tell us about what's different on how they learn today, where we had real books. Like, this is today. So tell us about what they do today that's different. Like, tell us what a kindergartner does, a first grader, and even 5th grader. What's different with how they learn versus the average age of a real estate agent that's 52?
Well, I don't really remember kindergarten, but I don't remember a computer. Well, kindergartners now, I know, yeah. But when I was in kinder, I don't remember writing or even learning the alphabet, but I do. Our kinders now, what they do is they program. They use iPads to program robots They use Chromebooks on Google Classroom. They can do Google Docs, Sheets. They can communicate and work together. And these are 5 and 6-year-olds that can do this. And they actually can manipulate TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and they teach their own parents how to do it. They shouldn't even be on there.
You said TikTok, and half the people that are on here don't even know what that is. So we're just not even going to mention that. TikTok was recently in the news because they were giving away kids' ages and grabbing that data and using that data. So if you didn't know that, TikTok has some issues. Your dogs now want to come in. Whenever I go live, Noah barks. That's what happens. So
they don't want to come in. That's the neighbor. They're saying hi to the neighbor. So for a first grader or a second grader, they go on to a computer and they're learning their mathematics online. They can go on to YouTube and watch a Khan Academy video on how to do their math if they don't know how to do it. They can.
What's Khan Academy? Back up.
What's Khan Academy is a free video and program where teachers and students can actually learn mathematics if they don't know how to do it. They can watch a video clip. It's quick, and instead of a teacher teaching them, somebody else is teaching them. It's an actual teacher, but you can repeat it. You can rewind the video. You can do calculus. You can do science. You can do, you name it. You can do it.
So let me tell you what I just heard. You just told me that K through 5 kids are learning on demand.
Yes. If they need to learn it, they can go and figure it out on their own. And it's K-12 kids. My daughter, chemistry, she said, Mom, I don't know how to do this. I didn't have time to help her. Go on Khan Academy and YouTube how to do whatever chemical equation you're working on.
How do you spell Khan Academy?
KHAN academy.org.
So you told me these kids are like the figure it out generation. They're learning on demand and they can stop and go as they please. What that means for me as a real estate agent, that anyone that is in 5th grade, how old are they?
5th grade is 10.
So in 10 years, they'll be 20. In the state of Illinois, you can get your real estate license at 21. You can get your leasing license at 18. In the state of Michigan, you can become a licensed realtor at the age of 18. So every state is different. So what you just told me is 2 things. That next generation possible agent is going to put someone like me out of business if I don't keep up with the technology, meaning if I don't learn how to do things on my own. If I keep sending Carrie DMs. Today I got an email from an agent and they are asking me like 10 InfoSparks questions. That's our statistics program. And I was like, Google, go to the videos on MREG, go figure it out yourself. So KHAN, Yvonne, Khan Academy. I'll type it in the feed. So you just told me that they're going to replace us if we don't figure it out. And the other thing you told me is they're going to go to YouTube to figure out how to buy a house and not even want to use me because they can figure it out on their own.
Yeah, they problem solve and they like to work together. They like to talk to people. They like to ask the question to the person right next to them. And if they don't know how, they're going to someone else to ask that question or get the answer.
So, well, I mean, that's kind of what real estate agents do. They keep asking until someone answers them. But they can go to Google. Man, I wish I had Google in high school. I would have been an A student.
1994, 95. It was fantastic. And they're learning how to type. They can type in kindergarten.
I couldn't type until
ASDF kindergarten.
For real?
They can learn it. There's an app for that.
Some of you real estate agents need to go take that class. Wait, so we get 200 real estate agents in my association, or easily about 200, maybe a little less, that are taking the new agent class. And during break, I will have people come up to me and say, Carrie, I've been doing this job for the last 30 years and I retired to become a real estate agent and I don't know how to use the computer. Like, I want to just bring it in. Let me just give you a hug because I don't even know what to tell you, because this next generation, they're not only to figure it out, they don't want a real job. They want to control their own time. Would that be true?
Yes. They want to control their own. Not only do they want to control their own time, that if you were to come into one of my classrooms The majority of teachers actually allow kids to come up with the problems they want to solve to work together. So we're giving them not just real life stuff, it's right now stuff that you can do tomorrow. They can manipulate things, they can go look up the data, they can go figure out what to do online immediately. And most of the teachers know how to do it, but they can come in and say, look what I did on Snapchat with their iPhone in kinder.
Somebody bought their kid an iPhone?
There's a few of them that do.
So they're not afraid to click on things where in 1995, when some of us bought our first $1,500 tower computer, that if it froze, we just like froze with it.
No, and not only that, and if it doesn't work, they go to their Xbox, they go to their laptop, and they go to their iPad, or they can do 3 things at once compared to what some people can only focus on one thing at a time.
So they're growing up multitasking. And I'm not always saying that's good, because you can get more done focusing on one thing. But if they can't figure it out on one product, they'll go figure it out on another.
Yes.
So, because we don't have to hang out here long. We're very intentional tonight. We'll tell you later. So let's talk about takeaways. If I'm a real estate agent today, and I've been selling real estate for 20 years, I would say to all of you, or even a few years, you got to keep learning. You got to be abreast of changes that are happening, because there will be a shift in the industry, even in 5 years, because kids today, when they go to college, and Lauren will tell you, she did her own lease without me because she could figure it out on her own. She did her own lease with the management company. Hey, Michelle, because she had the ability to do it, because she could Google it and read. They're not afraid to do what we were afraid to do. They're not afraid to move forward because they have the technology. So if you are an agent today, new or seasoned, or maybe in a few years you're going to retire, if you want to sell your business, if you want to stay in the business, you must. Teresa, that's my sister. If you want to stay in the real estate industry, you have to start learning. You need to learn on demand. You have to start learning, or keep up with the change. You have to keep learning. And number 3, you have to create content that the next generation can go learn, because you're going to be the one they'll call because you taught them something.
Yes.
Sound about right?
What do you think? Sounds about right.
If you were talking to if you were talking to someone our age, knowing what you know with the kids in. So for those of you just joining us, my sister is a principal of a school in California. She is also in her doctorate program. I don't know what I could say after that. I can make it up. STEM education, something, blah, blah, blah. You'll be doctor, and people call me doctor too. I'm saying thank you. Oh, by the way, I'm smart. Anyway, Lauren. So Mina, talk about what you would tell someone in business today if they want to keep their job, because in 5 years and 10 years, a lot of these kids are going to be your replacement.
I would say you need to go online and learn how to not just understand social media, you need to learn how to put the information out there, and also to learn how to problem solve on your own and go and ask those questions, especially if I don't know real estate. I'm not going to even pretend to know it, because I wouldn't know the first thing about trying to sell a house. But I do know that the children, when they get old enough, they're going to be able to run their own companies and make money. I have 10-year-olds at my site that can make their own money. They push out their own content in YouTube. They're putting out makeup videos. They're putting it out there, and they're making residuals based on their YouTube videos. You need to push out your own. Yes, 10-year-olds.
So they're making money on their own video. So that just told me a whole lot. That these kids, they're already looking at what we look at as challenging to do, like video. They're already creating video and making money. And I will tell you, there are kids that make a lot of money on YouTube. So we have a question from one of our viewers, Lauren. She says, any platforms, technology advancements that you think hold your industries or students back, is what I'm thinking.
That's a good question. Any industries?
What do you mean? Are there any platform or technology advancements that we think hold back your industries or are students back?
It is a myth to believe that there is too much screen time for children. That is how they communicate. So the day that is, there's something called the blue light. You can turn that off on your phone. But there's a myth to believe that kids, they're on the social media too much. They're not communicating. Yes, they are. They're talking to their friends. They have hundreds of friends. Should you maybe monitor that depending on their age? Yes, because they're supposed to not be over 13. They're supposed to be 13 and older to be on there. But you do know that kids are on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, and they're like 5.
And Twitter.
And they know
and
how
LinkedIn.
Yes,
they have resumes on LinkedIn.
And that's the other thing. They don't need a resume. They won't need a resume by the time they are trying to get a job. It's already there. They've already built their resume because somebody already knows all about them.
Because they've been building a brand in the online world.
Yes, they will talk to their friends when they're together, but they can get more accomplished globally because students work together and they're able to have a conversation together anywhere in the world. So they have friends. The moment I hear a parent say, they're on their Xbox too much. Well, they just met someone in Japan, and I have a student that decided he was going to learn Japanese on an app because he now has a friend in Japan. There's really, they choose to become global learners. They choose to become people who learn other languages. They are multilingual. They're not just, I know Spanish and English. They learn another language just because. And they teach themselves.
Konnichiwa. Hola.
That.
Buenas tardes. Look, that's all I got. Well, I can do Spanish. Lauren may not think so, but I can. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Hey, Hope's watching us. We're going to end. Keep watching. Mina and I are going to try to go live once a week to talk about education and real estate. The next time we come on, we might talk about school scores. That sounds like a really good topic. So keep watching. Go make Mina Blazy your friend on social media, and you might have to tell her who you are. Or maybe, Mina, you need to look at I might have to answer you, Yvonne. You might have to read the bios of these people so you know they're not crazy. They're probably real estate agents. So a question is, how do they make money off of YouTube? See, I'm lost. See, right. So that'll be another topic. So we're going to come back and we're going to talk to you about school scores, and we're going to talk about how the next generation makes money on social media. And then I'll tell you how 2 of my kids made money from Bing, B-I-N-G, the browser for Microsoft, and they churn those dollars into Amazon dollars so they could buy our Christmas gifts. So I'm Carrie Little, and this is
Mina Blazy.
And we're signing off. Have a good evening.
Goodbye.